welcome back to my channel, and if this is the first time you guys see me, then welcome. I'm Sarah Lee, a beautician based here in Lebanon. So for today's video, we're going to be actually doing a wear test and reviewing the newest sunscreen from Beesline, the Age Defense Tinted Facial Fluid Sunscreen SPF 50. So I already reviewed this here on YouTube, and I even reviewed another sunscreen Beesline with the SVR sunscreen. All of these sunscreens are cruelty free. I'm going to be doing the same thing I did with this one. For this video, we're only going to be doing a wear test for this, but there's going to be a bunch of wear tests for everything you're seeing on this table, so stay tuned for that. I've shaked it well, so I already tried it on my stories live with you when I actually got it. We're gonna break down the ingredients, and if it's different from the orange one, I'm just going to apply. Now, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not gonna apply a lot. I'm gonna take a brush because with these nails from Wadora, I can't really, like, the cream is coming on my nails. I don't like that, so I'm just gonna grab this brush from Royal Cosmetic, the master set. They don't sell that anymore. I'm gonna lay it on my skin. So there's this beautiful glow. I'm gonna apply a little bit more, because with the brush, you know, the brush soaks up a little bit of the product. Definitely use it with your fingers, you don't need a brush. Now, the color is very skin-like. This is in the color medium. The orange one, when I reviewed it, someone asked me, like, what if I don't want the white cast? I told them there's a tinted one, asking me if there's any colors. If this is in the color medium, I think there is other colors, like maybe they did light, medium, dark. I'm not sure because there's nothing online that talks about this. There's like only the color medium, which I don't know, it's really gonna depend on your skin color, because me, it kind of looks, it looks natural. It looks like glow drops. That's literally how my skin looks like. It really unifies the skin and just gives it that natural glow. I mean, I'm sure you can see this. It's beautiful. You just look so natural, and like you don't really have anything on your skin. It's really a beautiful thing. And now we're gonna stop here. Currently it's 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm gonna come back at night and we're gonna see if skin got oily, because this says that it's extra light texture. That's true, it's very light. Flawless coverage. Yeah, it's flawless. Like you really feel like you have a moisturizer on your skin, like your skin feels very smooth. And anti-aging, antioxidant, based on the ingredients, obviously. They claim that it mattifies the skin. We're gonna see how much this is actually true. I'll see you tonight. It's currently 10:36. So in this side, I kept the sunscreen. In this side, I added foundation. Still looks like skin. It's soft. Don't forget, I added powder here. It looks good, honestly. It looks more than good. I like it. It looks natural. I like it. This side, the side of the foundation, my skin is still matte. Okay, wait, that's very weird actually. My skin is still matte. Like, there's not a lot of difference between these two sides. This one looks a little bit more like alive, if you want. For me, matte kind of means that. But no, it still looks good. Like, this side still looks good, while this side just more natural. On the nose, in the sunscreen side, don't forget we added powder on top, the Skin Envy. It looks natural. There's nothing weird going on in there. It kind of looks natural. I mean, let's see if it's oily. This is my test. That's how I personally test. There's no oiliness. I'm gonna be testing this the entire week, so we're gonna know more about it soon. How it performs alone, without powder, and all these things. Obviously, powder helped it. The bronzers, they're kind of more natural than how they were. 10 hours later, I still look good. 10 hours later, I mean, I still look good. That's without any kind of retouching or reapplying something. That's pure sunscreen, and on the other side, foundation. So yeah, I think the foundation and sunscreen work good together. I like that. I like it. I like it. I do. So hey guys, it's day 2, so let's test this time this tinted sunscreen without anything. Like, I'm just gonna use my fingers. I'm not gonna apply anything else on top. As you can see, my skin looks very glowy, very like skin-like. I really love the effect of this. I've been using it for the past week, maybe a little bit even more. Like I've just been testing it on its own, so I already know what I'm expecting. It's currently 8 a.m. You can obviously see it's very early. I'm gonna come back at night and we're gonna see what happened. Well, I already know what happened, but you know what I mean. Even though I kind of feel like this is useless. I'm not gonna test this out alone, mainly because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get oily in my nose and I'm gonna get oily on my forehead a little bit. I'm gonna use this with a powder, the Samoa Skin Envy. I'm gonna grab it with a puff, so I'm gonna take the excess out. It still looks beautiful, it still looks natural. I really love how this looks. A little bit under my eyes. I'll see you tonight to see how this will look like. اولا بوز جليد فما حد ينمر علي كيف لابسه لانه مش حاسه بحالي. مهم the nose test. There's a little bit of oiliness هون. بالنهار كمان لاحظت يعني صوب هلا الخمسة، بس يمكن لانه هالقد ساقعة يمكن رجعوا نشفوا. كنت دافية زيتت بس اي ساعة 5 مش انه قبل على صوب التنتين. شفت اذا كنت مزيتة ما كنت يعني طلع شي مثل التزييت بس كانوا مبودر يعني. It's like I got oiliness mixed with powder. It was very interesting. It wasn't like shiny oily, it was matte oily-ish. There's no shine to it. بس هون حتى هلا يعني كتير مبين طبيعي منخاري. I like that, I really do. The skin still looks good. It still looks very good actually. هون في highlighter layer اللي عم بيسأل. هون زيتت. Obviously there's no highlighter هون أكيد لا يعني. الفورهيد كمان مزيتة. حوالها منخارة مزيتة. بس it doesn't look as bad as I would expect it to, or when I use this on its own. So I've been testing it out like I told you this morning alone without anything. I get oily like I don't know, but في شي صاير لأنه هيدا مرات بزيت مرات لا، مرات بزيت مرات لا. هيدا كل الجمعة اللي استعملتها فيه يعني. أول نهار قلت أوكي يمكن اليوم كان في overproductivity of my skin, you know, I got oilier. مهم تاني نهار طيب ممكن نفس الشيء كان صاير معي مثل أول نهار. ثالث رابع خامس سابع لقيت بعدها نفس النتيجة يعني. I'm still getting oily daily مع كل هالسقعة. أنا عم بكون دافية بقضية النهار بس هلا بسقعة يعني. This as in mattifying not really لأنه oiliness عم بتكون كتير مبينة منخاري يعني. I'm not kidding. فانبسطت أنه the powder thing did it يعني. أنه if I wasn't right now filming like this review هيك كنت for sure يعني at 5 I reapplied powder. It would have been good يعني. I could have lasted 7 hours more. If you want to use this, definitely, at least for me, you need to have powder. If you want to use this alone without anything makeup on top, have powder with you just to reapply. But like I said, it lasts a good 8-9 hours if you apply powder in the morning. If you apply powder, it will last. If you don't, it's gonna depend on your skin. Obviously, I'm just talking about my skin. My skin this entire week has gotten oily to the point where it was annoying. Oily مش انه oily يعني oily لدرجة انه it's obvious for everyone. Stay tuned for day 3. So it's currently 8:40. So I'm actually a little bit oily. I'm sure you can see here, but it's not oily as much as it's the sunscreen. You guys saw how it looked like in the morning. It's just this beautiful glow on the skin that you might mistake for oiliness, but it's not. And it's just this beautiful glow from within. I've actually never used that much. Right now it's like the coldest months ever and we're barely seeing any sun. And I barely exposed to the sun for 30 minutes, even way less, like the entire day. Yeah, I'm like maybe exposed 10 minutes a day to the sun, so I don't really need too much sunscreen and all of that. Especially that I'm all day in and I don't really get exposed, so that's why I don't really apply a lot. That's the first time I actually apply 2 fingers, like the actual rule of how much you should be applying. I'm very satisfied at how it looked like. At first I was very scared. My nose at 12, I did the test like I usually do, and I was a little bit oily, not too much. Then at 3:50 I actually redid a test, you know, that nose test, my palm on my nose test. I was oily. It really took me a long time with the primer, but who knows, sometimes like the first time I try something it does a good impression, and then the second time it's like it's not doing the same thing anymore. So we're gonna see tomorrow if it's still gonna do the same thing. I mean, my skin looks amazing, to be quite honest. It really looks flawless and nice and just like glowy from within. I really like how my skin looks right now. It looks that very healthy. I like this, I really do. I mean, you can powder where you have oiliness, like in here. You can definitely powder here, and just keep that beautiful glowiness all over your face. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, today is sunscreen, primer, and foundation. So we're gonna see how all of these are going to act up with the mask. Last time I got a little bit of whiteness. My mask is a black mask. I got a little bit of whiteness on the nose. My nose, I checked the other hour. I had a little bit of oiliness. يمكن شوي مبين عليكم. It's not much, but it's a little bit. So there's definitely a little bit of oiliness, but there is oiliness. But the thing that I love about this foundation, tomorrow we're gonna try the same thing and with powder this time to see if it's gonna hold a little bit more. But like, this has been on my face since 8 in the morning. It's currently 8:30 at night, so 12 plus hours. Can you see that glow? And my skin still looks so beautiful. It's a little bit oily, but it's nothing compared to how it actually, you know, would look like with another foundation. So looking at both the ingredients from both the sunscreens, both of the sunscreens starts with aqua, which is water, which is usually between 60 and 95% of the cosmetic formulation. Then you have ethyl methoxynate, which is for UVB protection, is the second ingredient after aqua. Then you have VP, I'm not gonna continue the entire name, zinc oxide, which helps against UVB and UVA type 2. It's not very effective with UVA type 1. It is white and has a good stability. Shake the foundation, apply a few drops on the back of my hand. Diethylamino, which is chemical sunscreen. It's a good ingredient and it protects against UVA and high photostability, so it's very stable. Then the sixth ingredient or fifth ingredient, it depends if you're counting the water or not, is titanium dioxide, which is kind of like the zinc, very similar to the zinc oxide. And then you have the propylene glycol caprylic capric triglyceride. This ingredient actually stabilizes the product. And more thoughts on the screen. After number 7, the ingredients aren't exactly the same anymore. You have in the tinted side, sodium. It's an amino acid based emulsifier, helps water and oil mix and stay that way. It's a natural and environmental friendly and hypoallergic ingredient. After that you have aluminium starch, which is white powder, works as anti-caking and oil absorbing agent. And then you have panthenol, which is a pro vitamin B5. It's a moisturizer. It's currently 8 a.m. I'll see you back in a few hours. Okay, I have a little bit of oiliness, but it actually acted very well. In here where my glasses are, it creased a tiny bit, but like literally I just passed my finger and it's gone. The powder did a very good job at like keeping everything in place. I think any powder would have done the same thing. The product underneath is already a good product. Like the foundation underneath already holds everything in place, which is why I'm not really shocked. Like my skin right now looks so natural that I'm just so happy with it. You wouldn't be able to tell that I have foundation on my face. It's like everything looks natural. It doesn't look weird in any way. Everything is quite nice. Today was a very busy day يعني اللي شاف الستوري تبعت اليوم he knows how busy I was like ما في يعني اللي بده يقول لي بونجور بدي اقول له بونسوار يعني. And my nose اللي لاحظته انه يمكن what I said before about the fact that I was daily getting oily. I think the main problem was that product already kind of gives you that shiny, very shiny, healthy skin effect, and my nose was just, even though you couldn't really see pores, that shininess was like, you could see it, so you would probably think that it was oiliness. But today when I was like working, I was like every 2 hours I was like checking my nose, and then I was like, what if that actually is just the product? Let me just like rub my nose very well and then let me see. And quite honestly, right now there's zero oiliness. As you can see, I didn't really get oily. I'm not that cold, I wasn't that hot, even though I was working a lot, but I was warm, like the entire day I was very warm. There's no oiliness, so I guess it is good, but you need to take off that outer layer of shininess to it, and then you would actually get a matte, healthy looking nose, and not a very oily, but it's not oily, it's just shiny, that makes you look like your oily nose. So yeah, I think that's my theory for now. I think we're gonna try this again in the summer. So yesterday I only tried the sunscreen and the foundation, the liquid coverage HD from Catrice foundation, and quite honestly at the end of the day I was oily, and throughout the day I did get oily. But the beautifulest thing I love about the foundation, now I'm praising the foundation, which I have a video that I posted last week, is that this foundation is not really a foundation that will, the oiliness just sits on top. So even though I didn't powder at all and I was wearing a mask and I did get oily because I was like active throughout the day and all these things, I didn't really get any weird effect. It was just like a little bit of oiliness that rather I wiped it off with a little napkin, or when I was doing the test to see if I was oily with my palm test, it was literally disappearing right away. So that's something I really like about the foundation. And the sunscreen, like today I tried the sunscreen with makeup but without any powders except for the bronzer. And one thing I really like about it is that everything looks so natural. Like now, it's currently 6:47 and my skin still looks so good. Like, I am not kidding. It looks natural. I'm a little bit oily and I did get oily throughout the day, but it wasn't anything to the point where you're sometimes you do get oily with this sunscreen, but wipe it off and you're good. And that, like, you could powder, like this is without any powder. You could powder or you could not powder like I did today, and most days you could do so many things and yet you would still look so beautifully natural. So today I did my makeup, like my everyday makeup, but I applied a little bit more things. Like for example, I highlighted these little babies with concealer that I don't remember setting, by the way, which now I remembered. I applied blush from Aliak, the peach tint for lips and cheeks, and it's still there, it's still beautiful. Like my skin still looks so natural, like just look at me, like it still looks so natural. The bronzer is, I don't know, maybe gone. I'm not really sure. I don't know, because it is kind of on the not peach but kind of peach side, so I'm not exactly sure if it is gone because it's with the blush, so I don't know exactly. But I mean, I still look good. Like, I really do look good. Like right now I could powder if I was getting through the day. I could literally just powder and we're good, and I don't need anything else. Honestly, I really like the sunscreen. Everyone, I'm not kidding, anyone, like a lot of people really hate sunscreen, even though that it's something whether you like it or not, you need to be using it because it protects you against cancer, skin cancer, and it protects you against aging. Like, I really don't like the fact that aging is only seen bad with females and women, not with men. It's like, no thank you, I don't want a guy that looks 90 years old when he's 50. Like, it's not just a visual thing, but you know, the way you take care of your outside look, not always, but you should be taking care of your outside look the same way you take care of your inner look. Imagine marrying a guy that doesn't shower. You wouldn't want that, would you? Like, for you it would be, okay, bye. So taking care of yourself, at least with sunscreen, that's something for me that is very important. Like, I have about 30-40% of my clients are men, And whenever they come, especially new ones that are like trying it out because they feel like comfortable with me to try that out, I'm not judgy about it or anything. But when it comes to sunscreen, I'm kind of judgy side. I'm like, you don't use sunscreen? He's like, no, only when I go to the beach. And I'm like, I feel bad for your skin, like I'm gonna cry. Like obviously men's skin is a little bit thicker than females, but it doesn't mean that you're not gonna get skin cancer. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be taking care of it. You know, whenever I have men that are like, oh, you have men clients, that's weird, I can't relate. I'm like, don't you shower? You do. Yeah, I'll stop here. It's hygiene. Taking care of yourself should never be seen as a female thing, or you know, it's like you're taking care of yourself. No one would say to a guy taking a shower, you're a female. You're taking care of your skin, you're washing the dirt off of it. You, same thing, you're taking care of your face, you're washing the dead skin out of your face. No difference. I just wanted to point it out. If there's any man watching this video, this sunscreen is really beautiful. It makes your skin look glowy. It doesn't give you that whitish effect like with this one. It doesn't, so it's really gonna depend. Now personally, I still use this. I love it. When we arrive to the end, whenever you use it, you do get like small particles, like little bubbles that are like not bubbles, like little like balls in your hand. So when you're mixing it, it feels a little bit like not what you were using before, but it's not a problem. I guess it's just the product just stuck on the bottom. It's not really a problem. It's really gonna depend of what you like mostly. Do you like to have a glowy skin-like effect, or do you like to have a the sunscreen effect that you don't mind the whiteness of it, which this is not exactly too white, but still. Like so many people that I'm using it on, clients and even men, like men that come to me and they're like, they're leaving at like 12 p.m. I'm like, I'm gonna use on you sunscreen and I don't want a white cast. I'm like, okay, look, we're gonna try this. If you don't like it, I'll just wipe it off. And I try it on and I'm like, this is beautiful. Like it makes my skin look so beautiful, and I'm like actually like very happy. Like you don't know how many people, like I'm not kidding, I have someone that literally bought I think 4 of these till now. They were like, Sarah, like I need a good sunscreen. That is too expensive, that is expensive. And I was like, why don't you get Beesline one? It's like a local brand. I know it's not that small brand anymore, but it's a local brand. These have amazing ingredients, both of them. Plus from that, it's cruelty free, means that no animal were harmed when it was made. That means that no one had things dropped inside of their eyes, mouth, inhaled chemicals, or chemicals throughout their body that burned them when they were making these products, which is amazing. Like, thank you. It's a good product. Like, it's really good. I think that's all I'm gonna say for this video. If I forgot to mention anything or talk about a specific category with this sunscreen, please remind me. Like, ask me anything you want. I'll be more than happy to answer down below. I'm like sorry if there's something missing. I hope not, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video most of all. And if you enjoyed it and made it this far, I love you. I really do. You're like the most amazing person. If you enjoyed it, which if you're still watching, then you are, I wish. Then comment down below, what do you think? If you have it, if you're thinking of getting it, and like the video, it helps a lot, and subscribe also, it would mean a lot to me. And yeah, I'll see you next time.